Welcome. We are back. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Art Life Podcast with your host, me. I am Muse. This, of course, is brought to you by the Paid Artist Club. If you need any assistance in your art marketing, branding, sales, or positioning, if you got an event coming up and you want a whole breakdown and project management leading up to that, how to get that event full, how to create sales, how to create buzz for the event, how to get great feedback after, and what to do after as well, because it's still not over and we want that energy to roll over into the next project that you're doing as well. If you need assistance with any of that, make sure you catch me everywhere at I am the Muse. On social media, you can go to imdmuse.com and join the Pay the Artist Club. It's our group coaching online program. Meet a few times monthly, meetings, hot seats, Q&As, all of that, lectures, webinars. And the info is there. Make sure you download or buy any of the books if you haven't gotten them as of yet. Make sure you go and grab that. The Tripping Over Canvas series, of course, includes how to open your own art gallery, no prior experience. It includes how to become a successful entrepreneur, and it includes how to curate your way to a successful art career. And then, of course, the newly popular series, the Introverted Artist series. Make sure you grab the Introverted Artist Guide to Art Sales. This episode, we are discussing art business name versus artist name. Which one should we go with? When should we use which one? Should we use both? Should we use one? I get this question fairly often, especially because there's so many profiles on social media platforms now, because almost everybody has more than one, that what you need might not be available. So you might have used something else and now you have more than one and you're trying to figure out what's the best route to go, or for whatever reason you've come up with more than one, you now have that and you're trying to do that, or if you've been using one and now you're trying to figure out how to switch that and now become known under a different moniker, name, whatever, tag. When should we do what, right? So let me start by saying, I do believe they both serve a purpose. If you're pursuing certain paths or while you're in a certain pocket, even for a moment, one might have more use than the other. So if I'm doing any projects or workshops, classes or anything like that, I'm using my business name, and any invoices, any checks that's been written, any of that, it's referring to the business. They writing that at the EIN, all of that is going, everything is going under that business, and I'll just, do my write-offs and everything, my business deductions out of there. And then any artwork that I create, and it's also what I advise the artists that I work with, any work that you create should be created under your artist name, and then the artist can be an employee or a contractor of that art business. Understand? So if an organization hired you to come in and do something, they're hiring that art business. And even if they had the conversation with you and they only talk to one person, you the whole person that's doing all of this, because you the secretary, you the personal assistant, you the writer, you the illustrator, you the muralist, you everything, right? You handle your marketing, your sales, you your own manager, is you. So they only talk to you, but you're operating under different hats, and it's more beneficial. You don't have to do anything, I guess, but it's more beneficial to you if you organize it in a way that's going to suit you better in the long run. And I'm not a tax specialist or anything, so no, this is not tax advice, right? This is just my opinion, my experience, and what I've seen as well. in the almost 9 years I've been doing this. So, and helping others pretty much the whole time. So you can have, it's a lot easier to maneuver this way in a lot of senses, because sometimes you want to bring other artists in and help and everything. And if they're just only have to focus on right into your art business is handling that, and you are the operator, the executor of whatever projects you are working on as the artist. So one, because you probably don't have your name actually registered as a business, period. You might have registered your art business name, so that's the one that we want to be running the funds through anyway, right? And then ideally we are getting paid as employees of that company or that organization. That's the ideal situation, but a lot of people aren't paid up that way. But you should be a W-2 employee of your company and paying yourself a salary. It's not easy to do if you don't have consistent funds coming in, but when you get to that point, do that if you can, right? But for right now, we're still gonna have everything go to the art business. Even if I'm doing murals, I have a art business, they're paying the business, I'm doing a mural, I'm just doing the mural. That's it. But if I created a painting now, that painting is gonna say my artist name. That doesn't have to be my government name, my given name at birth. It can be whatever I call myself as an artist. But whatever I call myself as an artist, I want to make sure I consistently call myself that as an artist, so I can be known for that. People call you whatever you want to be called for the most part, as long as you only answer to that. If they want to get your attention, they got to call you that. So it's the only way you're going to turn around. So make sure whatever it is you want it to be, let it be. So, for example, I use an artist that I work with often. And, one of my art friends, Talia Johnson. So she has Jet Art, right? That's her art business. And then she often appears on things as Talia Jet Johnson. So in this instance, she's found a way to tie that in. So there's the word I'm looking for. Alignment comes to mind, but that's not the word I'm looking for. But you get the point. It's some sort of consistency where you keep seeing the same word, right? So you got Jet Art over here. If you saw Talia Jet Johnson, you might automatically affiliate those two together and be like, oh, I saw a project that Jet Art did over here. That's probably Jet, whatever the case may be. Now, it would be nice if her Instagrams or her, anywhere you can see her portfolios, anything online, also said, some derivative of her name, whether it be Talia Johnson or TJ Johnson or T Jet Johnson or Jet Johnson. I think Jet Johnson would probably be a faster way to spread the name. I think people will remember that more, which is why I never encourage her to just drop the Jet. I'm just kind of trying to figure everything out in terms of that. But her IG is some underscores in there, whatever, but it just says Leia. Ideally, in branding and uniformity across the board, we will want that to say Talia Jet Johnson, right? And then in the profile, I could say owner of Jet Art or whatever the case may be. But you don't want to sign your paintings with your art business name. You don't want to sign your paintings with your art business name. Sign your paintings with your artist name. Again, that doesn't have to be your real name. It could be any derivative of that. It can be a nickname, if that's what you want to go by, but make sure that's what you consistently go by. And your art business stuff, your workshops, your projects, your classes, all of that, that's your art business stuff. So put that under your art business name. But anything that you produce in terms of products in particular. Services, we can still keep that under business names, but product in particular, you're going to make those and it's going to be under your artist name, whatever your artist name is. So, your business name can definitely help you create a distinct brand image. I would say to increase your perception of credibility in the industry. When you go to submit proposals to people, particularly organizations, and you're providing services, this is when the art business name really comes in, again, with the services. If you're talking about products, then we want to use your name, right? We don't want to have any disconnect between an artist and their work. So we don't want the art business name, which is usually, it sounds like an art business. It doesn't sound like it's a person. So I wouldn't personally, at least, want to see my painting sign and have the word art on it in the signature. So, like their freaking IG tag or something, art by Lola. Like, that's your art business name. Don't sign my painting art by Lola. Like, Lola who? Who? You ain't even helped me with authenticity. Like, you ain't even helped me with proving this at all. I guess it's not technically provenance, but because there's no history, but at least proving this. Lola who? I need your name on this joint. Like, this is a signature. You're not gonna signature your art business name. That's wild. Like, I need the signature of your name. So it could be a nickname, but it has to be your name, whatever it is that you're calling yourself. So make sure, again, I think that's the easiest distinction, is if you're talking about services, let's go with the artist's business name. And if you're talking about products, then we can go with the artist's personal name or artist's name. Again, you can have a stage name. Just make sure you go about that then. So I think that is the clearest distinction. If you got any other questions, any comments, any experiences that you have that make you agree or disagree, make sure you drop it down in the comments and I can address it. We can talk about it, but I really think it's easier to market and promote what you're doing if you clarify it and keep it in the different columns like that. So services over here, products over there, personal name over here, artist business name over there. I think that's the cleanest. So thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you all. If you got anything, any topics, any questions, make sure you shoot those over. You can send an email to dmuse@imdmuse.com and I get your email and you can just ask a question and hopefully I get around to it and I can answer it on one of these. Talk to you later. Pay the artists. Peace.